Well, guys, if you have a low express entry score, then I'm sure you must have come across this important question, that is it even worth having or creating an express entry profile, waiting all that long, putting in all the efforts, English, IELTS, VES, ECA, whatsoever, and then waiting all this time when no draws happen or even the draws that happen are really high. Is it even worth waiting in the pool amongst the lakhs of people that are there? Well, in this video today, we will answer this very important question and the worth of creating this express entry profile. Please be tuned till the end. My name is Sahil. Guys, welcome back once again. My name is Sahil and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice in Ontario. My office is here. If you have to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen and the details are there in the description box. More than happy to connect with you. Before we proceed any further, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon because we talk a lot about Canadian immigration. And if you are an aspirant of moving to Canada, then this is a channel that you must be subscribed to all the time. So guys, we are tackling the important question that is it even worth creating an express entry profile? Is it even worth waiting, going through these numerous high CRS cutoff draws? What benefit can I get and what is the effort? Guys, first of all, express entry, just to let you know, is one of the staple or an online application system that the IRCC uses when it comes to inviting people for permanent residence. So how it works is basically there are certain points that are allocated to each category. Say for example your age, education, your spouse's factors of age, education, occupation, number of years in an occupation. All of these things, your English language, scores in each vertical will have certain points allocated to it. Now what express entry does is that it takes all of those answers from you, you create a profile in express entry and it gives you back certain points. Well, after you get those points, those are called as CRS points. You're placed in a pool of candidates. Now, at any point of time, could be, there could be about 2.5 lakh people in a pool or even more at times. And you are sitting in that pool and the Canadian government is taking out draws. If there is a draw, say for example, your score in the express entry pool is sitting at about 500. If the draw happens at 490, congratulations, you get an invitation to apply. If the draw is 510, then no, there is no draw for you and you wait. Now that application system will accept draws in FSW category, federal skilled trade, then you have PNP categories, then a lot of PNP draws also happen. So it's a kitty, it's a basic online application system. Now first thing to know that this creation of profile is free of cost. If you know how to create your profile, you literally have to just go on this portal, just put in all your information and there you go. You don't have to upload any documents. There are no charges to create your express entry profile except the fact if you hire a professional to do it for you, then of course that professional will charge you some service fees. Now that service fees will vary upon which professional are you hiring from which country. Obviously Canadian government only authorizes Canadian lawyers or RCICs to create that profile for you. But if you want to do it by yourself also, great option. Lot of people want to do it by themselves essentially because it's free, it costs nothing. All you need is information regarding your work experience, your education, then you need an ECA report. So education credential assessment, you need that report. Obviously you'll shell out some money for that and you need to give a language testing exam. For English, there will be 2 exams, upcoming 3. Then there will be 2 exams for French. Take any of those exams. Once you get your scores, put in your scores in the profile and there you go. That is how you create an express entry profile. Now, because it is free, I can normally ask people questions that, okay, now you have come all this way, you had a dream of coming to Canada, you went through all the online websites and research and everything to finally decide that, okay, Canada is going to be your next home, next destination. You think that the lifestyle is good and everything, and you finally want to make Canada your home. Then I think if after all of this research, intentions and dreams and thoughts, dinner table conversations, the next most inexpensive thing to do would be to appear for an IELTS exam or a CELPIP or upcoming PT or whatsoever. Appear for a language exam and then get your education assessed. Once you do these 2 things, you're ready to create a profile. So my question to you is, why not when it costs you nothing? Literally just a couple of weeks of efforts. Education you've already done, English you would have already learned, So why not just go ahead and create a profile? It costs you literally nothing to be there. Second thing that I normally think, or I normally understand, is that okay, say for example your score is pretty low. Say for example you're a construction trades guy, or maybe a sales professional, or an advertising guy. Now, if Canada, there is a province, say for example, now today New Brunswick, for example, wants 100 people of advertising. Okay. Now, they are not going to go to India or Pakistan or Bangladesh and they'll not put a loudspeaker and say, okay, we want 100 people of advertising, please come to Canada. No, they're not going to do that. If they need 100 people, they will go to the express entry pool and they will look for candidates that will suit their criteria. Okay. So, in order to at least have some chances, you have to be there in the pool. If you don't apply at all, you have no chances whatsoever. So, it is beneficial to be a part of that subset. Even though 2.5 lakh candidates are there in the pool at the moment, it is better to be in those 2.5 lakh people rather than be amongst the 6 billion people of the world population, because Canada will not find you amongst those 6 billion people or whatever. They will find amongst that pool of 2.5 lakh people. So you have to be there in that pool. So that's another reason why I think it's beneficial. Third thing is that you never know when a PNP may happen. Now, historically, if you see, PNPs have picked up people even at scores of 300, and people even at scores of 480s, 490s, or 500s are still waiting, right? So, a PNP can happen at any time. It can pick up anybody. So, yes, obviously, there are certain criteria that a province will follow. For example, experience in a particular field, occupation, years, present country, wherever they are. Obviously, they will follow some criteria, but still, people do get lucky. And we have seen tons of examples floating around the internet. Now, if you want to know the success rate percentage, obviously there is no percentage, because people who don't get an invitation do not really go ahead and make a video for you. Now, another reason to have a profile is that the CRS cutoffs are always changing. Previously, when COVID happened, Canada gave out a draw just at about 75, if I'm not mistaken, for Canadian experience class, and all these students got their permanent. I think about 29,000 people got picked up back then. Recently also, they had one odd draw for CEC candidates. They've had multiple draws for PNPs, FSTs. FSTs get draws somewhere around 200s and 300s. So, because the CRS draws are very random, dynamic, and keep on changing, you never know when you may get an invitation at a low cutoff. So it's always worth being a part of the party at low scores also. The important thing to note here is that keeping our expectations limited, understanding the truth and the reality that, okay, there will be a lot of chances that you may never end up coming to Canada by just being a part of that express entry. If you understand that truth and that practicality of the matter, and you just create a profile and then move ahead with life, and do not have any expectations, do not really think a lot about it. Obviously you would want to check up on latest news, latest PNPs, and latest information on Canada, but don't really have hopes that okay, I'm gonna pack my bag, or I'm gonna have a baby in Canada, or I'm not going to buy a house in India or Pakistan, but I'm going to buy my house in Canada. I'm going to save up everything. So don't do that. Live your life normally in your country, but at least put your file, and do not have any hopes. Just let it be there. And one fine day, if it's written for you in destiny that you will end up in Canada, then for sure, no matter what, you will get an invitation, right? If it's written for you. So it's always beneficial. PNP, like I said, can happen at any time. CRS, you never know, the draws are always changing. And the important factor, or the underlying factor here, is that once you're a part of the pool, you can always focus on improving your CRS scores. For example, you could always create your express entry profile today with whatever score you have. You can go ahead and update it later. Say for example, you have a cousin who recently moved to Canada. You could get a PNP benefit out of, say, Manitoba or anywhere. Or maybe you recently gave an IELTS exam. Or maybe you completed a master's degree. Or maybe you gave a French test, right? Start putting in those scores, keep on improving your scores every now and then, and you never know when you may hit the nail in the coffin. Like for example, Saskatchewan, tons of people with 36, 37 years of age with a regular English or even high English are not able to go past the 68 points. But the moment you add French to it, anywhere between 2 to 10 points you can add additional, and there you go, the next cutoff will be your breaking point, right? So keep on doing those things, those little jittery things, to improve your profile. You need to be very, very focused, laser sharp focus when it comes to Canadian immigration. If you need any help, you're always here. You can always just book your consultation with us, and I would be more than happy to look at your case, give you any personalized, tailor-made advice to see what can be done. If there is anything, any scope of improvement, for sure we'll be more than happy to help you in either creating your profile, although you may want to create it by yourself, or at least consult with us and to see what are the areas of improvement in your profile, right? Guys, I hope you found the video helpful. If there is anything else that you want us to share with you, do let us know in the comment section below. We will try to make a video on that topic. Until then, we wish you all the best, and we really hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.